Namar ka jingbam hun ki paiba nong shong shnong ki bosong basa temri boy ki blasha pengat jubono sya ka cela Assam na ka jingpen beit put hapeng ka cela Meghalaya bat Assam ka balai soiru yo ka MOU ha ka apnaitrik luber menta ka snikan du trik yo yong nong yelam ka liang persya Dr. Mukul Sangmau la hiar hi dala diep banle i kendu ki paiba ki bosong basa ha ka te ka caka nakaliang jong Dr. Mukul la lek bani kendu ki paiba ka shnong mauyong ka bahap apo umling blok bat kumjuru ha ka shnong mai khuli bat ka shnong bara pathar banyo sngo ya ka e ka jing sngo chu paiba halor ke jingsha pen ngan no kisnong saka jela Assam na kaliang jong Dr. Mukul ulah takran tenge ya ka sarkar jela hapo ke jela mukon rat ke sangma kumu mentrang ba ulong ba ka jela Meghalaya ya ka khando ko siap la long trahi da kima om da ka sarkar ti kumnu la shu IT ne pen ngat ike chaka chung ki hima khlem de yo ya ka jing menjur Shushu Dr. Mukul loong baka Assam kalak men sikat day ba umudrang ba ka Meghalaya ude busu kohnguh beit ya ka jing ong ka Assam bat day na kani ka daw bo superstate ya ka chipen beit yo pu Assam bat uhimenta biswa serma unlong balak men namar baka Assam kayo nong.
What we hear from the people on the ground zero. Another part is what is available as part of the document which is a document pertaining to the MOU signed between the two state governments to resolve the long-standing issue in respect of areas of difference between the two states. Now we have to understand one important aspect. In the first instance, the genesis of this problem, the areas of difference between the two states, why is it there in the first instance? Okay. It is there in the first instance because it was not accepted. After the creation of the new state, then the Northeast Reorganization Act, then subsequently the Survey of India demarcating the interstate border. This was not accepted because the areas which fell within the jurisdiction of various kingship, you know, that Himamilim, Himanongspung, like that there are various CMCs and also the Akhang lands in respect of the western part. They were in the process of demarcation by Survey of India tagged with the part of Assam. Now, you cannot divide Himamilim's area, okay? Yes. Because that falls within the jurisdiction of the Hima. That means Milim, CMC. And they are all areas within the 6 scheduled area. Therefore, there is a constitutional provision which provides the protection in respect of any chances of alienation of land. Now, in the process of this discussion, what has happened was that, okay, Assam demanded that, okay, you have to substantiate your stand to justify your claim over the land. So this was precisely what was done between 2010 and 2011. It took time because we wanted to be completely clear, abundantly clear in indicating why we claim the areas which we are claiming. Meaning to indicate the justification by compiling all the records, all the land records, all the revenue records that was available from the time of British era, pre-independence era. And they are all available, based on which we have submitted in 2011, indicating that these areas fall. So there is a complete clarity. There is no lack of clarity. Okay, it's simple. Therefore, all those areas which fall within the jurisdiction of these different Himas, two meetings between two chief ministers, ठीक है बैठो यार, 1818 भाग करके लेते हैं. Is it the way? Now I have reasons to believe that maybe the Assam counterpart is happy because they have a chief minister who is agreeing to everything. A chief minister of Meghalaya who is agreeing to everything with Assam. Yes. That's why they are in a hurry to resolve, because it actually benefits Assam. So Hemanta Biswa Sarma, the counterpart chief minister, honorable chief minister of Assam, will be happy. Yeah, it is not our intent to either please or displease anybody, but to ensure that we do justice to the interests of our people. We have created the state of Meghalaya from the erstwhile undivided Assam. But what is the intent? The intent is to allow our people to have the scope of governing your own area with your own genius. And therefore, these areas fall within the different CMCs, and this particular area Maikuli falls under
Himamalim.
Himamalim CMC. See, in respect of Meghalaya, the land do not belong to the government. Government doesn't have any land. The land belong to different Himas, and therefore they are administered accordingly as per the various available traditional and customary laws and practices. The Hima delegates the power to issue sanats to the headman, to the local headman. Nasong saba headman? Sanat ona manja? Ona ba? Nang nas khana bona ba? Nasong they are under Milim CMC. Mo Milim CMC. When it comes, how can you allow the land belonging to Milim CMC to be divided and given to Assam? I don't know whether this particular power has been given to anybody who are representing the authority in the government. Okay. Because the ownership of land remains with the Hima. Okay. Now, if there is a change of ownership, if there is an alienation of land from that ownership by virtue of any kind of transfer, then there is a transfer of property.
Yes.
Transfer of property comes with a consent. Legal procedure, if you look at, there is a Transfer of Property Act. You know, there are various laws which can be probably referred to for our own guidance. So there will be certain involvement of the interpretation of the law itself also. But the fact is that since it was an issue which has to be resolved between the two states, we wanted to ensure that, okay, this is the boundary, this is the Himalayan, therefore, if you go by the Northeast Reorganization Act, all the land within the jurisdiction of United Khasis and Hills Autonomous District Council forms part of the state of Meghalaya. That means Hima Milim is part of that. It's simple. But this complexity is not being understood because there is some kind of lack of understanding that in the state of Meghalaya, this land actually belongs to the Hima, so you don't have the right to discuss with the counterpart unless you take on board the whole Hima. Now there may be a headman. This headman doesn't have the power to agree to alienate the land. Okay. You may be somebody who is having a plot of land. You don't have the right to say that, okay, I don't want to be part of the Hima, so I want to be part of Assam. You don't have the right.
Yes. Because
it is an integral part of the Hima Milim. We are talking about the act and the resultant survey done by the Survey of India to demarcate the interstate border, which was not accepted. That is the genesis of the area of difference in respect to the border areas in Assam and Meghalaya border. Okay. So therefore, what I'm saying is that now if the genesis has to be understood, now the genesis, another genesis is being created, that whatever is part and parcel and integral part of your 6th schedule area within the jurisdiction of certain CMCs, like in the instant case, it is the your Milim CMC. You're dividing it. Will the Hima accept? Will the Darbar accept? The Hima Darbar, I'm sure they will have some kind of national Darbar to discuss on these issues. That some part of their land is being alienated. I am telling you that's why there is a huge complexity, inherent complexity associated with the issue of areas of border, difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border. Now Assam has to understand this complexity associated with these areas of difference. Also the state of Meghalaya, the authorities who are trying to embark upon this negotiation, they have to understand these inherent complexities. The government of India also have to understand the inherent complexity. Since there was little, that chalta hai attitude, that they were not trying to have that in-depth understanding about the complexities associated with this interstate border. That was the reason why we had the areas of difference. Now, even if they say that we want to resolve, like what they did in 1972, post-1972, if it is not accepted, then the area of difference remains. It will not be resolved because it is not inconsistent of the principle of defending our land within the purview of, that protecting the interests of our people. That's why Hima land, Hima Milim, then various other Himas, various other CMCs. So also in Garo Hills we have the Akhung land. So Akhung land belong to certain clan. Now clan who have inherited this land from the forefathers, they have to protect the overall land which they have inherited. And this is precisely the reason why we have the mandate of the 6th schedule. And based on this, we are also vested with the responsibility to protect the interests of the people. Here, in the instant case, what has happened, I have cautioned the government, saying that the approach that you are adopting is completely wrong. It is reflective of lack of in-depth understanding of the complexities associated with these areas of difference and the solution thereof. And from the way they are doing to resolve this issue, it is abundantly clear that they have not tried to understand the complexities associated. What they have done is that, okay, they want to resolve the issue pertaining to the areas of difference in respect of 6 areas, totaling 36 square kilometer in respect of area. Now, if you look at the MOU and the resultant fallout of that MOU is that 18 square kilometer will go to Assam, 18 square kilometer will come to Meghalaya. That means they have said and keep here 50-50 lelo. Is it a way to resolve this issue?